This is the Lotus Esprit V8. In this episode, I've decided to take this post-retro supercar and modify it to modern standards, as well as fix a problem that it did have from stock. The engine's power output was restricted by the transmission, which means it was restricted by 150 horsepower. So with the potential now unlocked and the gearbox now improved, it can now develop 500 horsepower compared to the original 350. That is an astonishing increase for such a light car. The intent with this wasn't to make it racy, but to rather improve on the stock performance and not make it overkill. So now that it's a very good performing car, we can see how it tests out soon. But first, we're going to take a look at the tuning and see what we've had to do to make this as best as possible. So the transmission itself hasn't changed, but I've added a different clutch, and obviously the drivetrain's a little bit more supportive of that, so that means it can shift quicker. But I didn't really want to change the overall gear ratios too much because I didn't want to lose the stock characteristic of the car. And as you'll see soon, it can accelerate very quickly now. Whilst the chassis has improved, the cornering is still good, but it doesn't have almighty grip like a race car would, or say like a race variant of this like the GT1. So no, it's not the best at gripping in its class, but as a performer it's very well all-rounded. It doesn't lose traction as easily because it's not overpowered or anything, and the tyres give adequate grip when needed. But don't be fooled, this is a slidey machine when you really do push it to the limit. Okay, now, as you've seen its driving dynamics, let's take it on a top speed test. Now let's see what it does in the quarter mile. Now let's see how it handles in our track test. Okay, so we're starting with our practice lap on here, so it goes quite nicely off the line. So it's thundering down, going well over 100 now. Braking a little bit early as I'm a bit cautious of those brakes despite them being upgraded. Graceful through there, no troubles whatsoever. Holding line very well. So you can notice that there's not much body roll, even though at these kinds of high speeds it does start to wobble a bit at the rear end. See, it gets a little bit slidey there now. So the 90-degree bend, not too quick through there, but I wouldn't expect much more from it. Obviously that can be improved on the competitive lap, but for now it's doing very well. So last corner, maintaining speed there, almost lost traction there, surprising. And so there we go, across the line in 54 seconds. That can easily be beaten in the competitive lap, which will be shown now. Starting the clock here, really going fast, 150 miles an hour, reaching top gear there before having to brake. Ooh, nearly hit the barrier. Very impressive from this Lotus, a little bit slidey. Trail braking very nicely there. So here we go, maintaining decent speed there. It's really nice to get consistent with this. Despite this being a twin turbocharged car, it does feel like naturally aspirated with the linear power progression, so it's easy to drive. Whoa, nice performance now. Not long now. I reckon this will be just over 50 seconds by the looks of this. Here we go. Nearly there. Oh, and we've got just under 50.5 seconds. Wow, very good. So let's see what it puts it on the leaderboard. So, just above the Audi S1, not quite up to the level of the Countach Turbo, but I wouldn't expect it considering that car has over 200 horsepower more. But overall, a very good lap, very easy to drive and very satisfying. Good looking car, it's awesome. Thank you very much for watching. New video coming this Saturday. Please like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed. Cheers.